Well, let's get this party started.
Halo Infinite footage and video looked really good. I have not thought a Halo game has looked good in a while.
Since like Reach and I did not get into Halo 4 and 5, but this made me want to get back into Halo, man.
Just the way it felt like when they showed the group play, the verses.
It felt like the old
really
school.
felt like when I used to get my old Xbox and bring it over to a friend's house, and we had all our Xboxes hooked up to TVs on the same network so that we could all play together. That's
LAN party.
Yeah, the old LAN party. And the play style that I watched in this video sort of reminded me of that. And I was like, okay, this is a feel-good Halo game, it looks like.
This looks like the Halo me and Kitsune used to play mad amounts of, man. Cypocalypse and Cypocalypse Guest running rampant on Halo, and I have to admit, I'm looking at this, and I may have to tell him he's gonna have to get a freaking Xbox and Game Pass.
I will say they were clowning in this video too. Some of the trick shots they were pulling off. Man,
I'm a little worried. I'm like, oh boy, I'm a bit rusty there. Oh, suckers just pulling guns out the air, and
like they had me going, dang, I'm gonna have to skill up when I get this. Maybe there'll be a PC and Xbox crossplay so I can use my mouse.
Oh, you are horrible on a controller. I forgot. You are atrocious.
Yeah, we've seen that. Yeah, when this video came up, this is when Matta and Toby told Ego and me to just shut up. I mean, not a sound. They wanted to hear every single word, all the different sound effects. I mean, they were really looking forward to the whole Halo, and I think a lot of fans have been looking forward to Halo as well. I mean, it is the kind of the franchise that you think about on the original Xbox. It kind of broke through to the mainstream, and my wife cut her teeth on gaming through playing Halo. So I know she'll be excited once I tell her about this, and with it coming to Game Pass, she can play it whenever she wants, and it won't cost me anything extra.
Dude, this game, like, Halo made the Xbox. I don't think Xbox would have made it this long if it wasn't for the fact that Halo was just that. Because it was the first game. I remember I got Halo with my Xbox. It was like I got an Xbox and I got Halo because it was like one of the only games out. I didn't like shooters. This is how good Halo was. I never liked shooters before this. Got Halo. Like, I had played Quake and all that, but I wasn't a big guy. And I played every Halo up until Halo 4. Like, I immediately became a mad Halo maniac.
Like, I mean, this is a game where I learned to game with like shooters with an actual controller, and the whole reason I've fallen off is because this game hasn't been, they haven't had a good version.
Well, when it wasn't
game.
Under Bungie, when it was not, it was made by people that weren't Bungie.
But I don't know. I'll probably get it on Xbox. So I do feel like I'm getting better with the controller again. Like I don't feel
I didn't notice it.
Well, fuck you too. I mean, you guys running around with rocket launchers, so don't even fucking talk about
him.
my
I can shoot straight. Blood Axe is the I don't even call it pray and spray, pray and kaboom. But I'll say this: Halo is the reason that me and Blood Axe are also really close gaming buddies because I played Gears because of Halo. Like, I know that sounds weird, but Halo got me into shooters that I then went to Gears next, and me and him play a lot of Gears. Like, boy, did we play Gears 1 through 3. We played it on the highest difficulties. Like, we were like hardcore Gears players, as was me and Kids today. And we started on Halo. It was Halo, then it was Gears, then it was Halo 2, then it was Gears 2, and just all the way down. And then but 4 is where I dropped off. Gears 3 was my last Gears, and Halo Reach, I think, came out after Halo 3. Halo Reach or Halo 3, whichever one was the last one. And once it left Bungie, I tried Halo 4 and felt sick to my stomach. I tried the Gears Cog War or whatever one that after Gears 3 was horrible and could not stand it. And then you finally swung me back around to Gears 5. Still not a huge fan. Like, the only one that felt like Gears was Hivebusters. Hivebusters was fun. Campaign, Lizzie was great. Everything else sucked. And Cole was great. Lizzie and Cole were great. And once they were out of the story, he couldn't get me to, like, I was just sitting there like, I'm bored. I don't like Kate. I'm bored. And he's just like, and then finally he's just like, hey, you want to play some more? And I was like, I'll go run the hive.
All right. And then next we have Plague's Tale Requiem.
That was a very popular game. And they have the second one coming out, and I believe it's also Game Pass. So
yeah,
great again for people that enjoyed it. Same thing for Slime Rancher. Also Game Pass. Also a game that has its fan base.
You got Shredder's new store.
I got nothing.
Snowboarding game.
What's
also
snowboarding?
Game Pass, I think.
Like, I'm black. I don't know nothing about that. I've heard the term snow bunnies. I've heard that.
Diablo 2's looking good. I mean, obviously, I'm getting this on PC. I'm not going to get this on Xbox anyway. But
honestly, I never played a Diablo, but Diablo 2 looked pretty good, and I heard it's got a great necromancer.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
Diablo 2 was the one that I played the least. Would be willing to pick it up and run with some friends though, but. Especially if it's cross-platform compatible.
That's the key, because if I do it, I'm probably going to do it on Xbox.
Sadly, none of the Diablos have been cross-platform so far, so I really doubt that Diablo, because you have to change some of the mechanics on how the controls work for it to be playable on a console. I think that's why they tend to not put them cross-play.
You're right. I shouldn't use a controller on Diablo 2. That'd do better on a PC. The way it does its hotkeys, it'll be better on PC anyway. Now, Atomic Heart has to be one of the most interesting cases of how you can kind of mess up your trailer, because it looked really interesting, but both me and Zeno said that the song just messed it up for us,
God.
man. That's the one where the song was just really killing everything. And it looked cool, but the song, I wish he could play some of it. The song really just made, the whole time I'm trying to pay attention, the song is
I wouldn't say that the trailer was great anyway. It was all over the place, dude. It was a jumble of stuff. Like, I really couldn't tell what was going on.
But you know why I liked it, though? Because it reminded me of a game, though. It reminded me, weirdly enough, of BioShock, which I loved. And the weirdness and some of the scenes
didn't really
made me
get
think
a
about
BioShock feel out of it.
the weird powers.
I just got a
and
weirdness
weird
out of it, man. It was just a lot of weirdness.
I definitely think they should have did a different song, though, and I think it would have went over better. Now, it does look interesting. Is it Game Pass?
It is.
And it's Game Pass. So, same thing. We said, well, we'll find out. Like, Game Pass, we'll find out. I mean, it looks interesting enough for me to give it a try. I know why you don't think it looks like BioShock 2, because you probably never played BioShock Infinite, so you're not used to BioShock.
I played 1 and 2.
I played BioShock Infinite, and the weirdness and the kind of weird powers and technology and the way the enemies moved really made me think of BioShock games. I should say maybe BioShock in general. And I was like, okay, I'd like those types of games. So I'm curious. But that better not have been in-game music, because that song sucked, all right? Got on my nerves.
The trailer was all over the place, dude. The song was over here. The weirdness was over here.
Yeah, 1 minute something silly, then there's this
here.
intense ass fight. It's like,
yeah, I didn't get anything out of this trailer. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't get anything.
It got my attention when you said it was on Game Pass. If it wasn't on Game Pass, I would have said that looked weird and kept going. But now that it's on Game Pass, I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah, because Game Pass allows you to go, it's weird. Let's see how weird is it.
Like No Man's Sky.
Dude, you skip it, man. You out of patience or something?
Well, nah, just
roll right on through.
Got a little crazy with the scroller there, man.
Replaced is that a really cool sprite side scroller looking game. Looks interesting for people that's in the indie style games. It kind of makes me think of some of the side scroller sprite games I've seen. Animated for a sprite.
Yeah, the only thing that got me on it is you've got some nice graphics in the back with an overlay of this 8-bit character.
It is odd that the backgrounds are not 8-bit.
Yeah,
it's like very detailed.
So it really throws you weird.
Yeah,
let me see if I can. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Go on. Is that the sprite one, or is that the one with the family and the aliens? No, that's the sprite one. Okay. Yeah.
But it seems like they're using the higher res on the background than they are the characters.
Yeah, by far. But still, it looks interesting. Like, you know what? It's like Blood Axe described it. This seems like something to do when I'm done playing everything else, and I'd want to pass some time. I could see myself spending some time on
it made for an interesting effect, though, because, like, you have these poor sprite characters, but it was fast action, man, and I don't think I've seen, like, 8-bit characters with that fast of
and
action
move like
and movement.
that. Like,
Yeah,
surprisingly
there was a lot
detailed.
of limbs and stuff moving around, so it was like, okay, that's a lot of movement for an 8-bit character, you know. Articulation.
It gives it a very interesting indie feel. And you know what? Indie games have been pretty good, so I like it. I play a couple of indies, man. I'm a big fan of Little Nightmares. Little Nightmares too.
They're definitely improving. They're getting better.
Oh, yeah, no, man. Those indie guys got some style to it.
Yep. Game Pass.
Like, again, Game Pass. And, of course, you know what? Let's just hand this to Blood Axe.
Yeah, this is the one for Blood Axe here. I was hoping for drugs, but they said not that kind of mushroom.
Well, it's funny because Obsidian made a statement late last month that, you know, we're going to be working on smaller updates as we prepare for larger content later on down the road. It was basically a bunch of fluffery so they can come out to E3 and actually just go ahead and give us a bunch of new stuff. What I do like is that we get to see a lot of the new buildable materials coming up with actually being able to build like brick walls for castles. That's going to be pretty tight. The fact that you can chop down mushrooms looks really cool, as opposed to just picking little pieces of mushroom off the ground. But the one thing that they mentioned in the actual trailer that and they said, you know, people have been asking to sit on chairs. Well, there's Pete sitting on a chair. They go, no, really, these are people actually asking to sit on chairs. I'm like, no one asked to sit on a chair.
Look, man,
no, he's wrong. Actually,
look.
I played a lot of games, and I will say that every time you had the ability to sit in a chair, I'm impressed. It is something when you walk up and you can actually
they have it in the chat,
down.
man. They have it in the chat. Look at all these people excited about sitting.
Yeah, like I hate to tell you this, but they want to be able to sit in the flipping chairs, man. I believe that.
But they did mention something that me and Q have talked about is we want the Broodmother to be like a raid boss. Well, lo and behold, the Broodmother, which you skip forward a little bit more, is going to be a massive spider boss. And they even mentioned about taking it on to arachnophobia mode.
It's still terrifying.
And they said, and even in arachnophobia mode, it scared the shit out of us.
I mean, and you know, of course, Blood Axe was happy because he's been wanting me to play ground, and I won't. But he knows I can't pass up a raid boss. I'm like, wait, a fight? Oh, I'm in it for the fight now. Like,
so I am kind of curious as far as, you know, what additional things we'll be able to create. We're looking for more tier 3 equipment. That's me personally. Oh, and you know, this will get me going here having achievements. Oh my god. And I'm kind of curious how much of my current builds will transcribe to achievements because I've over like 500 days played in ground. It's nuts, I know. I have 171,000 raw science I haven't spent yet.
All I know is this, man. I need better punch gloves. I want to punch a Broodmother to death. I want to roll in there with some like electroshock gloves and just be like, ah. So I can say my catchphrase, these hands. Put these hands on it.
Still got to come back and give me back that mint mallet that you're not using.
It's my mint mallet. I'll delete my character. Anyway, I'm hateful.
So this is coming June 30th. So comes out the week after I come up there for the weekend. So that's probably what I'll be playing the following week. So I can really just dive back into Grounded, which I've started playing again in the past couple of days. But the Broodmother nest, I'm really curious where they're going to put that thing because we fought her in the hedge.
Underground, that's for sure.
Well, it's definitely some kind of deep, dark area. I don't know if it's like some kind of nest up in the hedge or if it's going to be in the haze or if it's going to be someplace that we just haven't seen yet. One thought would be over in the sandbox because that's supposed to be under construction as well. Okay. So I'll find it, and I'll probably start streaming that mess too.
You'll find it. You'll scream like a little girl, and hopefully you'll do it live.
Then I'll come and I'll help you kill the big bad brood mother with my hammer of justice.
Oh, Among Us gets 15-player lobbies.
That is going to be madness.
Yeah. So this would be interesting. I mean, Among Us can be a bit of a train wreck with as many people as it already has. So 15 with 3 imposters. I expect to see a lot of Among Us streamers going crazy
lobbies,
over this.
So many innocent people are going to get ejected because they're just going to be trying to get them out of there. They're just going to be throwing people out the hatch, man. Like, I'm looking forward to watching, again, the same people I usually watch play, or Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, Lord Wade, Lord Minion. I'm looking forward to watching them play this because this is going to be a freaking train wreck just because of the number of people. Okay, have you watched any Among Us? Imagine a 15-player meeting. 15 people talking. It's going to be just yelling and screaming for, like, just, la, 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 la. It's going to be crazy. I think it's going to be hilarious for about 5 minutes, and it's going to be annoying. But the first few videos will be funny.
Then we have a sort of a JRPG style game.
2 of them coming out.
Yeah. Eoden Chronicle.
Yeah.
So
they got, like, I think Rise and then 100 Heroes. One looks to be a traditional turn-based one. The other one may be in action. But it looks interesting. I like JRPGs. I wouldn't risk money on one I didn't know anything about, but guess what?
Yeah.
Game Pass. Once again, always the golden win, Game Pass. So, I don't know what to say, man. It's like I told you, I've become a fanboy of Game Pass because, there it is, Rising. Because over and over and over, they keep bringing out different stuff. 22 and 23, so we do have a while, but, you'll get one and you'll get the other. So it's kind of cool that we even got some RPGs coming to Game Pass. I'm a big RPG guy, and you don't see RPGs that often, though they did do the Tales games. Like, they did have a couple of the Tales games hit the Game Pass, so keep it up, Xbox. Yeah, I mean, I love RPGs, man, and I mean, normally you have to pay full price for an RPG, so it's great to get RPGs also. It's not anything I ever thought I'd see on a streaming service that JRPGs will regularly be popping up. Of course, the Ascent we've talked about, we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, I've already pre-downloaded it on my Xbox, getting ready for that one.
Yeah, that one's coming up in July, so next month. But we're looking forward to getting that. That's okay. We got Dark Alliance coming up before then, which weirdly enough they didn't mention. Surprised.
Yeah,
about
which
that.
actually came on Game Pass for preloading today.
We need to go do that. Okay.
So I preloaded it today on my Xbox.
Here's one for our boy Blood Axe here because he plays Civilization and other games. Age of Empires 4, also Game Pass, so he doesn't even have to pay to get it.
Yeah, October 28th.
It looked interesting. I might give it a shot. I'll give it a run and give y'all an update. This next game, when I first saw the landscape, I called it out in the chat in my party I was with. They're like, "What are you talking about?" I said the landscape looks like Outer Worlds. Leave the planet in the background. They go, "No, it's not." Sure enough, it's Outer Worlds 2. It has nothing about gameplay. It had nothing but just quips and jokes and stuff. So, I mean, it's typical Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds was an unexpected success with a lot of problems. And I think it was underdeveloped because they didn't expect the amount of gameplay that the players would actually gravitate to this game. But it also showed that these open world types of games there's an audience for them. And with this one, I'm cautiously optimistic they'll put more R&D into it. They'll properly develop it out to where we actually have a more solid game. So I'm excited about it because I almost downloaded Outer Worlds 1 to play it again. I think I'm the only one in the group that finished it, unless Zeno did. But I was able to finish it.
I didn't.
Obsidian are now owned by Microsoft. So now, what would be interesting is if they actually have a co-op between Bethesda and Oblivion, being they're both under Microsoft, to do Outer Worlds 2, they may be able to do a much better job because Obsidian's fame is from Fallout New Vegas, which was them and Bethesda. So
it was so good.
Yeah.
But they're already working on the second one, so I'm like, I guess they're not going to be fixing the stuff on Outer Worlds I didn't like because they've already moved on in the next game. But at least I won't have to pay for the next game because guess what? Nobody knows when it's coming out, but when it does come out, it's coming out on Game Pass day one. That's so weird. They literally had nothing except that. They have a title and that it's going to be on Game Pass day one, and that's all we know.
Yeah. But let's see. Then they did a flight sim.
Yeah, a bunch of those, yeah.
Their Forza, which is always a Microsoft Racing's game.
That looks interesting.
Redfall, I didn't know how I felt about Redfall.
It looks like it should be co-op. So I guess, I got a low standard for co-op, man.
Yeah, it seemed a little kiddish.
No, Redfall looked really fun. It looked cheesy, but it looked really fun.
Oh, yeah, cheesy. I mean, it's co-op, man, and more importantly, it's going to be on Game Pass.
It's Game Pass.
You're checking? Okay. So again, that's because I remember when we saw the trailer, I said, "Oh, dude, Game Pass. I mean, more co-op Game Pass."
Not wanting to load for me for some reason.
Yeah, but BloodX says he's got the list. So I mean, once again, it's another big co-op Game Pass, and I mean, we're gonna have a lot to play, and I love that. I love all this co-op.
But there's 27 games that were announced today that will be on Game Pass when they're released. So there's 33 in all, but 6 of those are older games that are now coming or have come to Game Pass.
So that's just a massive win, I believe. I mean, what's your overall feeling about it? About the
the event was awesome, dude. Like I also like that they didn't just BS for a long period of time. Like the majority of the event was them showing off trailers and games and stuff like that with minimal talking. And I'll be honest, I fast forwarded through most of the talking because I was like, Dude,
there was an event yesterday. I don't remember which company it was, but I mean, I think that it was like an hour long and it only had like 6 games. There were funny skits. They're known for their really over the top skits, but like when I actually stopped to see what the games were, I saw like no games that interested me, and it was only a handful of games. This was back-to-back game trailer. Back-to-back game trailers, several gameplay. It was, hey, how you doing? Here's another game. Hey, what's up? Here's one more game. And they just kept putting out games.
Dude, there's sometimes they were like, check out this game. And then there'd be like 3 more trailers behind it before you got back to anybody. It was like, all right.
BloodX, what did you think?
Well, I was watching it live with some friends in an Xbox party, and we were cracking up, and we were all, and several people were like, "Oh my God, did you see that?" And I was like a second or two behind, so they were calling out the games before I actually got finished watching the trailer. But I think that because of the whole pandemic situation, you don't have the audiences for E3, that leads them to not have to do all the pomp and circumstance on the stage. And now let's just get to what people want to see because we're streaming this time as opposed to we're actually streaming while having a live audience. And that leads to what we got this time, which is, I think, more successful for us as gamers is show us what's coming up. And we got a lot more content than what we normally would get. The games that are coming out, there's some that I'm really just not interested in at all because this is not my game style. Yeah. Some of them I will play because, like Quinn said, they're on Game Pass. Others, I'm like, I had to go back and get my refund for Back 4 Blood because I've already pre-ordered Back 4 Blood. Well, that's going to be on Game Pass too, so I got my money back for that. Now I got to spend money on something else. So yeah, I mean, the value that we're getting is phenomenal. We've got so many games coming out rapid fire over the next couple of months that we're going to have to either not grind as much as we normally do because we've also got the cartels coming out for Borderlands and some other stuff. We're going to have to budget our game time accordingly, and that's not something we've had to do for the past year.
Yeah, we're going to be juggling the cartel and Dark Alliance. Like
you actually mentioned Back 4 Blood, and I realized this article actually skipped over Back 4 Blood.
Which looked good.
Which looked really good, yeah.
I used to love Left 4 Dead, so Back 4 Blood, and it even has the zombie mode where you can play zombies versus humans. That was fun. I used to love playing the stalker that jumps on people? Oh, I love the fear, man. You freak people out, and I was a sneak. I was patient. I love jumping on people, and if the mics are on, you hear somebody scream, crap, crap. It's just like, that's the best.
Back 4 Blood. Very similar looking.
It's a great get off from work. You don't want to play something that takes a lot of effort. You just want to jump straight into something. And if it's like Left 4 Dead, it's a great game that we just load it up, kill zombies for half an hour. You know what I'm saying? Chill out. vent, you know what I'm saying, on the zombie's face. You just da 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 da. All right, cool. I'm chill now. Sometimes you want a game that doesn't take, you know, a slide rule, a calculator, and an Excel spreadsheet to play. And it looks like it's that type of game that you just jump in there and do a couple of rounds. Now, my opinion on the trailer on this is that what made this for me was not the games, it was the Game Pass. Like, there were several games that I literally wasn't excited about that Zeno can literally witness that I would sit there and go like, okay. Then I saw Game Pass, said, well, hell, I'm going to try that. Like, it made games I would not touch, like Blood Axe was saying, go, no, I'm going to try that. Like, for example, Atom Heart. Atom Heart does look really weird, or Atomic Heart, but not so weird I wouldn't try it. Like, I'll try it because it's going to be on Game Pass.
Like, I mean, how many Game Pass games did you say, Blood Axe?
20-something, I think.
27.
Yeah. So, I mean, other than just stuff that's older that shows up on Game Pass, you got 27 new games that show up on Game Pass. You're talking about something that's normally they're $60, you know, if you want to try them.
70 if you go to
70
New Year
with some of the
tag.
new price tags. And I mean, $10 a month, $15 a month.
Yeah, I mean, some are indie games, $10, $15, $20. So, I mean, some of the AAA games that are on this list that we would pay, and I paid $100 for the Epic Edition or Director's Cut or whatever, Back for Blood. No, I'll get my money back, and then I'll just spend the $10, $15 for the season pass, whatever it's going to cost for that. So that saves me money on top of something I'm already paying for because I got the Series X.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I can list right now games that all of us would probably pay full price, like Starfield, Outer Worlds 2. Honestly, I would if they fixed it. Outer Worlds 2 and Starfield and Stalker 2 are full price games that I would have. That's what's that? 300. That's $210. If I pay $70 each, $210 right there, I'm saving. You know, not to mention all the filler games.
I would pay for Redfall full price if it wasn't coming on Game Pass.
Redfall looked good. You're right. Redfall looked really good.
Yeah. And if you get in the PC and Xbox version of Game Pass, it's like $180 a year. So if you find 3 games that are worth it,
you're done.
You're done. So thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out Dicejunkies.com where you find links to everywhere we are online. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, all that good stuff. We YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And try to catch us live on Twitch every Sunday at 3:30. All right?
Wait, I gotta say, so even if we're not going to cover it just now, I mean, they made Albert Wesker black. All right, we'll leave on that.
Okay.
Screw Netflix.
Thanks for watching us every week.
We hope
you enjoy.
All this boring shit you can edit out. Cut that shit out.